really easy.
All
Action.
right.
Yeah, right. Jeff, get into the picture here. I'm going to get this ball rolling. Hope we have a bottle opener.
Yeah, you got something.
Jeff will open them.
I think we need a bottle opener with this one. Okay, hey, everybody. Welcome to the sixth broadcast of the podcast of the newscast of Greene Street Joinery. It's actually not. It's the Craftsman, what's it called?
It's the American
American Craftsman Podcast. Yes, I knew that.
Don't.
Well, we have a busy schedule today.
That's what happens when I take introduction off of the itinerary.
We have a lot of questions to answer today, too. Some are pretty good. Some are pretty... I'm not even going to say anything. I'm not even going to point out who it is.
I hope you picked a tool of the week.
I'm still waiting. Anyway, welcome, everybody.
How do we usually start the show, Rich?
Introduction.
And then...
And the beer of the week? No, I'm not done with my introduction.
Didn't get there yet.
I want to shout out to the sponsors. I'm still waiting for those T-shirts. Come on, guys.
What sizes?
Extra large, large, and large. This week. Don't disappoint me, please. And now for
Mailing
something
address?
serious.
213 Wilson Avenue,
Yes.
Port Monmouth, New Jersey, 07758.
Yes, remember 07758. Don't put any other, because the mail delivery here is really strange. If you don't put the right zip code, or you just put Middletown, we won't get it. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe we're not getting it because...
We're in Port Monmouth.
I know, but if you put
so
Middletown.
don't put Middletown.
Okay. Yeah. And now, for something serious, is the beer of the week, what I had a chance to pick out this week. And the beer is, drum roll.
I hear bottles.
Ooh, Who Garden.
Or as we say, Hogarden.
Can you say that nowadays?
You can. It's Hogarden.
I haven't had this in a long time.
It's another Belgian wheat.
Yes, and it's supposedly one of the more healthier beers out there. In fact, when I first started, not when I first started, when I was looking at beer to see what didn't have a lot of the crap in it, this was one that came up that was one of the good ones.
What crap?
That sugar.
Rice and that kind of stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
And this one came out to be very good.
So we're going to compare this even to last week's beer, which was...
Allagash?
Was it last? Yeah, Allagash, because that was a Belgian wheat.
Yeah.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Yeah.
This has instructions on the back.
Does? I can't see
Here we
it.
go. I like the bottle.
Whoa, that's hoppy.
That's good.
That's not hoppy at all.
This one also says coriander and orange peel on it.
Yeah.
That's a traditional sort of thing.
Yeah, I really don't taste it.
Almost 600 years in the Belgian village of Hogarden, a band of monks experimented by adding oddball botanicals from halfway around the world to their traditional wheat beer. Our recipe, inspired by their creation, is an unfiltered beer with a refreshing flavor and captivating aroma, unlike any in the world. You might call it an inspired creation. We call it Hogarden.
Hogarden.
I like that better than the Allagash.
I like the Allagash shirt, though, the design. But I would like this shirt, too, if somebody would send me a shirt.
I can taste the floral notes in this one more than the other.
Well, now you're giving your reasons for liking the beer night, so just hold that for later on.
Yeah, keep it in.
Okay, the tool of the week.
Put it in the vault.
I was going to point to Rob as the tool of the week, but he is the tool. He's the tool of the week.
Of the month.
But I'm pointing to what's behind me here is to all these clamps that we have. And I consider that the tool of the week and the tool of the month, the tool of the year. Because you always say,
for those who are watching,
you can never have enough clamps. And it's so true. And we have a nice array of Bessie clamps. A shameless plug out there to Bessie. We like them. We like to use them a lot. We even have some of the lesser clamps, but we don't use them as much because we do a lot of glue ups and all that. So this is clamps are very, very, very important to a job,
we
to a
couldn't
workplace.
make it through a job without these clamps.
No.
You know how many clamps they say it takes to do a job, right?
Is that like a Polish joke?
I don't think so. All of them plus 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you never have enough.
Yeah. If I remember, there was this. Well, yeah, let's bring him up again. The Tom.
Yes,
in the air quotes.
that strange, non-fictional character.
But he had a 5,000 square foot shop with 5 clamps.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Well, he had a lot of
He had those bar clamps.
5
pipe
parallel clamps.
Yeah.
A lot of cheap, crappy clamps, but
Yeah. He had probably a good 3 dozen of those dollar store squeezy clamps.
yeah,
Those were good for something.
clamp it to the edge of a table and leave it there.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of the really old pipe clamps.
Yep.
Well, we do use some of those squeezy clamps.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
the funny story is, there's one clamp in particular around here that we all make fun of, and it's probably the one we go to the most.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is. It's somewhere
It's
now.
over there holding the power strip onto
It's
the
being used right now.
Yeah.
But they come in handy. We don't use them for heavy duty work, but those spring clamps, you don't need a lot of them. You don't need these ones that are like 4 feet long. Those are ridiculous.
Comes down to using the tool for what it's good at.
Exactly.
Whatever
Exactly.
size these are, 4-inch or 6-inch. If you're clamping something bigger than that with a squeeze clamp, you should probably be reaching for a real clamp.
Yeah, a man's clamp.
Yeah.
Or a woman's clamp.
That's right.
I'm in touch with my feminine side. So that's my tool of the week. You guys have any more to talk about these? It's basically, it's clamp shut.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's essential. Once you start using this type of clamp, you can't go back to anything else. I mean, the F-style clamps and those types of things, they have a lot of gripping strength with the right size clamp, but these they pull everything flat. They're called parallel body clamps for a reason.
Yeah, and plus we have you know what the only complaint used to be, that they weren't wide enough for real long pieces that you had to glue up, but now you have a connection. You could take the end off of the clamp and put a connection piece on there, and then put 2 of them together to really stretch them out.
Because we have 50 or 60 inch.
yeah, I think there's 60s, right?
Yeah.
So
So
that's
you can get almost a 10-foot long parallel clamp.
yeah. But the 24s, they're probably the most.
Yeah, they're
commonly
worth
used.
the money.
Yeah, I mean, most of our glue ups are, aside from doing countertops and stuff like that, or tops to a piece of furniture, would be doors and book match panels. So 24 is the perfect size.
Even the drawer boxes,
Yeah.
because typically they're like 21 inches.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we don't typically build giant size doors. We'll split it up.
No.
Just looks a little bit better.
yeah, hey, that was good choice, Rich. Good choice.
I had to keep it secret. I didn't want you guys to steal my thunder.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed. Let's clear the deck.
All right.
Which leads us to the next episode, or the next segment,
What is it?
the petty gripe of the week.
Oh yeah.
And we talked to the gripe master.
That's me.
Yeah.
I am the gripe master, and I didn't get any. I was a little disappointed. I didn't get any response from my gripes of the week so far.
The crusty cabinet maker.
That's me. Well, this week, there's so much to gripe about out there. I try to hit a nerve, and one of the things that bugs me is littering. That's right, I said it.
He said it.
Especially people who throw stuff out of their car window. You're driving down the road, somebody rolls down the window, and out comes a paper cup, the top of their cigarette wrapper, whatever.
Or the cigarette butt.
Oh yeah.
That kills me.
Yeah, the total ashtray dump at the stoplight. That's disgusting. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I hate it. I can't stand it. It drives me crazy when I see people throwing things out the window of their cars.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah, the cigarette butt is the one I see the most. And, we live in a coastal area, so all those get washed off of the roadway into the drain, and they end up in the bay, which is, right at the other end of the street here.
Yeah.
So I hate seeing that. I've had to bite my tongue on many occasions.
You always want to drive up next to them.
And I used to smoke cigarettes, and I never threw them out the window. I would put them out in a bottle or something in my car, and then throw them away. So it's really not that difficult.
And it's really antithetical to what we do here as far as planting trees when we finish a project, and the ecologically sound finishes that aren't washing into the drains, because like those finishes, even though they're nice for us and the client in their their finished state, think about all the brushes that have to be cleaned using chemicals and harsh detergents just to get the stuff, your equipment clean after using those other types of finishes. Has to go somewhere.
The cups, that the finishes, if you have a cup gun, all the finishes going into a cup, that cup has to be thrown away. You can't recycle it. It's going to a landfill. It's going to sit there and take 1,000 years to rot away. So, probably more.
Yeah, all that stuff goes into the ground, into the earth, into the water supply, into the air supply, some way, somehow.
And the manufacturing process is probably doing just as much, if not more, polluting.
Yeah, so if you are a litter bug, it's never too late to change.
Exactly.
Your ways.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
Do be a do be. Don't be a don't be.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yes, there you go. That says it all.
You want to move on to the topic of the week? This is it's a pretty serious topic.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
We thought might be a little too much for you guys, but we think everybody's mature enough. Maybe we can handle this sort of conversation.
Yeah, we were actually discussing this at lunchtime, and it came into a very heated argument.
Because it's a couple of weeks before the big event.
Yeah, it's divisive. It's probably the most divisive thing going on right now, I'd say.
Yeah.
Screw the election.
What is it, Jeff?
What is your favorite Halloween candy?
I know. I can tell you right now.
I think Rich and I probably have the same answer.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Yeah. Yep. Do you like the cup or do you like the pumpkin?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I think the Christmas tree don't matter.
Yeah, I like all of those Christmas tree shaped ones. The bat, the pumpkin. They're a little bit less chocolate, a little more peanut butter.
Yeah, you're right. They are.
How do you feel about the Reese's Pieces?
I like those too.
Where do they rank in the Reese's hierarchy?
They're definitely below the cup. That's for sure.
Yeah, I put them down there.
Do you like the standard cup the most?
I like the seasonal cup.
Okay.
The shaped.
Because you get more peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm going to, make it 3 across the board. Reese's are my favorite as well. But I'm going to say it's the cup because I like that little extra bit of chocolate that you get in the crease there on the edge. Especially you put it in the refrigerator and that snaps.
You know what I like is the big cup.
And the question is, how do you eat your Reese's?
Yeah.
I used to eat all around the chocolate and then save the peanut butter to the end.
Oh, God.
No, I just eat them.
Yeah. I'm about 2 bites, or if I have my hands full, that's 1 bite.
You guys
shove them in my face as fast as
you guys don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but... the reason, we all agree on this, but the reason this came up and supplanted our other topic was that Jeff here, unlike Rich and I, he likes both the candy corn and the circus peanut.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love circus peanuts.
I'm sure somebody's going to have something to say about that.
That's fine.
They might. Maybe it's going to be in favor of the circus
No shame
peanut.
here.
Yeah, no. That's the thing about us. We wear it well. We stand. We have the wall of shame.
What do you have against a circus peanut?
That fake banana?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I remember those. I don't like. I ate them, but I wasn't that crazy about them.
Yeah, no. And the texture.
It's a marshmallow.
No,
not
it's got
really.
Like a hard skin on it.
It wasn't really marshmallow. We'll have to bring one in now.
Yeah. We're gonna have to. Next week we will bring in some samples of Halloween candy.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Sugar.
Yeah, that's right. Jeff can't eat.
You guys can eat them.
Well, you have to eat candy. You got to eat one of those candy corns.
Yeah.
Because those are the most disgusting things around.
Yeah.
To prove to you that I like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Those things could be a decade old, and you wouldn't.
Oh yeah, you would know.
I like them. I like the pumpkins better, actually.
Yeah.
The big candy corn pumpkin.
You know what the candy corn?
Because it's more candy corn in one bite.
It's got to be related to those old wax candies. Remember, like Rich, you and I are old enough. It'd be like these wax teeth.
Yeah.
Stick them in your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can't eat those.
Yeah, but that's what candy corn's like.
No, it's not.
It's just a decoration.
It's just sugar.
No, it isn't.
It's basically just a block of sugar.
It's decoration.
No.
Yeah, those aren't supposed to be eaten, are they?
I don't think so.
Let us know your thoughts on Halloween candy. We'll get to the bottom of this.
All right, well, second favorite.
All right, what's your second favorite? Because that'll be different.
Nestle's Crunch.
Not a big fan of those.
That's my second favorite.
Twix.
Oh, Twix is good. I wasn't even thinking of that. I was going to say 100-gram bar.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah, that's kind of like a combination of a Twix and a Crunch.
Yeah.
I was going to Almond Joy, but I like the Crunch.
Those are good, too.
Yeah.
I like...
Man, there's a lot of good candy.
I'll eat any candy, really.
Yeah.
As
You just said you wouldn't
I
eat
like
any
the candy
candy.
corn, apparently.
What's that?
He just said he wasn't going to eat any candy.
I know I can't eat it. I wish I could.
Yeah. You ever have a Zagnut?
I think I'm irritable now.
Those are old. They still make
Isn't
those?
that like a taffy with peanut butter inside?
No, isn't it wrapped in peanut butter or something?
Yeah.
I remember those.
Those are pretty good.
Taffy wrapped in peanut butter?
No, it's
Yeah,
got
they-
like white chocolate on it, doesn't it?
I don't remember.
And like that toasted
I'm thinking of
coconut.
Yes.
Abba Zaba. Isn't that taffy with peanut
What the
butter
hell's an
inside?
Abba Zaba?
That's from your guys' time.
No, Bonomo, I remember, not Abba
Turkish
Zaba.
taffy. Yeah, Abba
Bonomo.
Zaba. Yeah, Bonomo's Turkish taffy.
Yeah, Bonomo's Turkish taffy.
Abba Zaba is like a yellow and black checkered.
Bonomo, Bonomo. It's O.
I don't know.
Can-
Shout about a
Candy.
sponsorship. Do you hear this jingle?
Do they still make it?
I think so.
Yeah, you can find it online.
Used to go smack it down on the ground just to break it into pieces.
Oh, what about Charleston Chew?
I'm not at Charleston Chew. Or, you know, Mary Jane's.
Those are good.
No.
Or a bit of honey.
Yeah.
I don't like any of those, that consistency. The closest would be a Tootsie Roll.
I like a Tootsie Roll too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Tootsie Roll.
What about the Tootsie Pop?
No, I never liked that.
You
Having
never
that-
liked the Tootsie
No, I
Pop?
don't like that
You're
thing.
liable
in
to
the
cut the top of your mouth with one of those things.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not big on the lollipop.
I like lollipop, but I just don't like Tootsie Pop.
You don't like the Tootsie Pop? Wow.
I'll take a Dum Dum over a Tootsie Pop.
The Dum Dums had some good flavors.
Yeah, and it was small.
There were some good Dum Dums.
Butterscotch.
Oh God, why does he pick that flavor?
Pineapple was
it's
good. I had pineapple.
Yeah, the watermelon.
Blue raspberry.
They got to make a beer one.
Boomers.
That's it.
Okay, we got to end this because this conversation
See,
is
it's
going
divisive.
nowhere.
I said it was divisive.
So we'll go to the questions of the week, and we'll hand that over to Jeff to read them because I can't read it anyway.
Yeah, we got a lot of questions this week. So many that the font is too small that these guys can't read it.
Yeah, even with my glasses on.
We got a couple of repeat offenders here too. So we'll start out with the first one, nice and easy. What two woods do you think complement each other the best? That's from Who the 90 on Instagram.
Who the 90?
Who the
The
90?
90. All one word.
Oh, look at me
That was
first.
like a band, Who the 90 and the Blowfish.
That's right. Is he in the band? Are you that guy?
Are you Hootie?
Are you Hootie? My two. To me, a lot of woods don't complement each other in a sense. Like you really couldn't put a white oak with cherry, but I would go with cherry and maple,
Yeah.
or maybe a maple and a walnut too. Those two. I any kind of oak I wouldn't really pair with anything else,
Yeah.
but cherry you can pair with something, and walnut you could, and definitely maple. Definitely maple.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maple's probably the least used wood if we're going to finish it naturally. So
Yeah.
and it's so light, it's going to complement much of the
Exactly.
darker woods.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because you really
cherry and
can't. You
maple.
really can't stain maple. It's
No, it
just
gets that
ugly.
blotchy way.
Yeah. It's ugly.
What about like the same species of wood, but like tinting one of them? You ever think about that?
Yeah. No. Yes and no. But
Yeah.
we don't really do any kind
No.
of tinting work. So
Yeah, we'll change species before we.
yeah.
Yeah, that's how we usually roll.
Yeah.
It's hard to experiment with that because once you get the sample piece, sometimes it's hard to get that next piece to look
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, wood's
sample
a
piece.
natural product.
Yeah, exactly.
We have two cherry shelves over here, and they're going to even out as they age. But I mean, they're
And that's from the same batch of wood.
Yeah,
too.
they're pretty different pieces of wood.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that too. Cherry and maple, especially if you get some nice straight grained maple to complement it. We use that a lot. A lot of times we'll throw in a little bit of walnut as the small or the third species. And it's kind of a limited palette, really, because we use mostly, North American and Northeastern hardwood. So you're kind of dealing with just those couple of boards, cherry, walnut, maple. I mean, ash and oak, they're going to be so similar, they're really not going to complement one another that well.
I've been a big fan of the Sapelian cherry lately.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
That once that cherry darkens up a little bit, I have a chessboard at home that I made that's Sapelian cherry. And now that the cherry has darkened, it looks nice. And the Sapeli's darkened as well.
Yeah.
You should get a picture of that and send it to put on the Instagram.
Yeah.
Show people
it's on there.
Like.
If you go back a ways, you'll see it.
Yeah. So I guess mostly we're looking for something that's a contrast in the base color of it too, right?
Well, you realize we do use two woods anyway. We use maple for the drawer boxes, and it could be oak, it could be cherry, it could be walnut.
Yeah.
But it's not seen in a sense. So,
Maple's almost always our secondary wood in every job. Mm-hmm. We use it for all our paint grade stuff, all the drawer boxes, anything that's structural that calls for hardwood, we use maple. Yeah. If it's not seen in the job,
maple and sapele. I just finished that cutting board today for my own house.
Yeah.
Out of some scrap we had laying around. Yeah. That looks nice.
Maple, I guess.
Maple with anything,
all the stuff
really.
that we use here.
Yeah, just not one of the other lighter.
Right, like maple and oak, probably it's just not going to give us that same effect.
No, that real open grain with the wider cathedraling, just even better off by itself.
Like mahogany, which I named as my favorite wood. We don't really use anything here that complements it in the way that maple and cherry go together, or maple and some of these other woods.
Yeah, I mean, you get into stuff where they have like some holly stringing, stuff like that.
Yeah,
a really
real
super
small.
white contrasting wood.
Yeah.
But
all right.
So I guess we say maple with anything else.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah,
just
Nordic
about.
cherry.
Nordic cherry. Yeah.
Nordic birch drawer boxes.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got next?
Number 2.
So this is from Mill Crafted Carpentry on Instagram. This actually came in last week, a little late, so we're hitting it this week. What is the industry standard to remove dried glue off of clamp rails? I'm going to be honest, I don't know because I've never done it. Kind of just let it accumulate on there until...
and it comes off naturally.
Yeah, it kind of just falls off on its own.
Breaks it off.
Yeah.
We would have, sometimes we'd have helpers here cleaning the shop, and we'd give them a steel brush, or just tell them to chip off the big pieces. But Jeff's right. You run the head up and down on it and knock it off. And we don't really get an excessive amount of squeeze out. I mean, that's part of the trick of the glue up too. Getting the right amount of squeeze out of the glue up, so it's not excessive, so it's not dry and the joint winds up being starved, but just getting that right amount. And then there's just a little, bead on there, and a lot of times we'll scrape that off, when it gets that tacky way.
Yeah, I like to wait like a half hour, pull the clamps off, scrape the glue, and then put the clamps back on. Usually flip them over to the other side.
Makes it easier in the end, too, to get it off before it dries too much.
Most of our glue-ups, too, are, even if it's a big top, let's say it's a 25-inch deep top for some sort of cabinetry, it's only going to be 4 or 5 pieces max.
Oh, yeah.
So there's not many glue joints there to really get a lot of glue on the clamps.
The bigger the piece, I mean, if the tops, usually we're looking at 7, 8-inch boards to get a top out of. The joint will take almost 10 inches.
Yep.
And that's pretty much our limit. Rich?
Yeah, that's it. No, that answers that question.
What about a heat gun? I feel like never tried it.
I'm going to burn myself. I'm not going to touch that.
Yeah.
Well, that's your problem.
Maybe he was thinking about, pipe clamps, or is he talking about
yeah, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
could take a scraper to that too.
Yeah, those would probably be a little bit
paint
easier.
scraper.
Easier to clean. But it's, it's a good question. It's something that it's those little things that when you're running a business, you never really cost that into a job or the cost of doing business. But it's all those little things, whether it's sweeping up, whether it's cleaning the clamps or ordering glue and brushes and all these little things.
Trying to fix the tool that broke. I'm dealing with today.
That's a whole episode.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I guess short answer, we don't know, but try just scraping it off.
Manual labor.
Yeah.
Manual labor.
Take them home on the weekend. Sit down with a beer and
Yeah.
get the scraping.
Watch the game or whatever you do want to watch TV.
That's what
just
it is.
scrape it away.
All right. So next up, this is from Eric Blake down in New Orleans. Blake Woodworks on Instagram. Do you install your cabinets? I've found that I spend at least twice as much time installing versus the time to build whatever it is. I find it very difficult to make the homeowner understand this. I do not find it cost effective at all.
Well, I'll go first on this. Eric, we checked out your work and you do some nice work.
Yeah.
So you definitely know what you're doing. I honestly had a little bit of a hard time understanding the question because we typically spend a lot more time building the piece or the project than installing it. So I might have a hard time answering the question the way you would expect it because we have sort of the opposite situation here. Not that we have the homeowner not understanding, but if it's something like a suite of cabinets, like a kitchen, might take us 6 to 8 weeks to build, and then the three of us can pretty much do it in 3 days. And if something goes wrong where we need to create a filler of some sort, or there was something weird in the house that we had to maybe adjust a cabinet, we'd come back to the shop and then we'd go back in another day and get it all done.
Yeah, I'd say a week is 5 working days.
Tops.
I think trying to do as much in the shop as you possibly can. Hanging doors. I mean, we were talking about it today, guys that bring the boxes and install them and then hang the doors after the fact.
I mean, that's a good point. Our stuff is done here in the shop.
It's always easier here when you have all your tools there and
your flat surfaces.
Yeah, it's a controlled environment. You're not dealing with packing up, unpacking and packing up every day, cleaning up. If we want to leave it a mess in here because we had a long day and we had to get a bunch of stuff done, well, we come in the next morning and it's a mess. Big deal. You can't do that in someone's house. So.
Right. Yeah. And also, you might mention how we get our large jobs to the client's home.
Yeah, I mean, we have them delivered.
Right. Yeah, we use a moving service. It's a lot easier.
I mean, there's 3 of us here, and we could spend, a day of hard labor loading up a big trailer, hauling the stuff over there. I mean, we have all the moving blankets and such, but that's a hard job, and you really don't want to start working after that. So I've been using a guy, Tommy, and when we all started working together, we brought him in to the same thing, and it's the best money for me that you could spend.
Yeah.
They blanket wrap things. They send the guys. They put it in the truck. They deliver it. Say, yeah, please, can you put it over there?
Yeah, I mean, they show up with a 26-foot box truck or whatever.
Yeah.
It is, load up an entire kitchen and mudroom and everything.
Yeah.
And bring it over. Take it out of the truck. You just stand there, make sure everything is going in right.
Oh yeah. It's a great way to do things.
I think a big point in here is finding it difficult to make the homeowner understand. I don't know how you're breaking out the price for the homeowner, but the way we do it is we'll literally break out the hours.
Yes.
So they can see if it's a week, okay, that's 120 man hours, 3 guys, 40 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. So if all 3 of us go to a job just to put something in, that's 24 hours that will show on our proposal and our bill for installation at the full hourly rate, and that's what it is.
Yeah, it's easier when it's not just a number.
Yeah.
You say, oh yeah, installation's $2,500, and they say, well, why is it $2,500? If it's already broken out that, okay, well, it's 2 days with 3 guys.
Yeah.
Then it's a little easier for them to see.
Yeah.
Plus, I think maybe you might be running into, I don't know if this is true, but you might be running into situations where you don't have the right measurements set up for this job. And when you get there, all of a sudden there's a problem, and you got to take extra time to go back to the shop to fix things. So maybe making sure everything is all your ducks are in a row before you get to the job, and you won't be spending that much time, those long times there. But I guess there are jobs where you're going to spend some time installing if you got to do a lot of fillers and things like that. But
I mean, he is down in New Orleans, and they have a lot of shotguns down there, and maybe there's some.
That's a style of house.
Yeah, exactly. Idiosyncratic features to these homes. Maybe they're old, and there's always a lot of adjustments on site that we're not aware of.
Yeah.
Like maybe it does take extra long to fit a piece, a built-in piece into one of those homes. Maybe scribing around stone or brickwork.
Yeah,
I'd say, trim the fat on the install where you can in the shop, and then really take the time to explain to the homeowner, because I think that's where you'll get the most benefit.
That's a good answer up front. Let them know.
Tell them exactly. The exact reason. If they don't understand, they might not be the right client.
Yeah. All right.
What do we got next?
Oh, that's from our buddy
from
John
our buddy
Peters.
John Peters.
Yeah.
I'm sure you all know John. John asks, what is the highest number sandpaper you sand to before applying finish?
Tell him, Rich.
220, of course.
Were you coached on that answer?
Yes.
No. Yeah, that's the process. You should go through the grits. There are times, I guess, when we're painting stuff, we don't go through the grits.
We don't go to 220 because it doesn't work as well.
No, maybe 150.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't go to 220 that much personally, but that's me.
We got to come in
Is that
behind
why we've
him.
been sending out all that messed up work?
That's why we got to come in behind Rich.
That's when my pieces are darker in color.
Not everybody knows that. Well, yeah, we use a plain oil finish, a tongue oil finish, and so it'll take a nice high grit sand.
Yeah.
And the lower the grit, the more the wood will absorb too. So that's what Rich was referring to. It will be a little bit darker. So we sand to 220 and sometimes even 320 on the tops because that extra bit, it really brings out that satiny kind of feel, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I found that at 320, I have to do less wiping. We lay the oil on, wait about 20 minutes, and then wipe it off.
Yeah.
I find I have to do less wiping and less buffing to get a nice smooth, flat, flat finish.
I mean, sanding is so important. I mean, nobody here likes to sand really, and probably nobody out there likes to sand. But
it's important.
You can't get away from it. It's the basis for the finish.
Yeah.
So there's the short, quick answer. It's 220, or painting, it's 120. And tops, 320.
Yeah, and don't skip grits.
Yeah, we go through the grits. It's easier too.
Start at 120 to 320 or 220, whatever.
And
240.
Little anecdote: when we used to have a young man, Christopher, working here. He was just in middle school and then high school, and he used to want to go up through the grits before he would, quite finish. So if he was on 120 and he wasn't quite removing the marks, he would then go up to 150. And I told him, I said, if you didn't get it out with 120, it's going to be a lot more work to get it out with 150, et cetera, et cetera. So the lowest grits, put in your work, and that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I sanded these cherry shelves today, 120 to 320, and I'd say I spent as much time on 120 as I did cumulatively on all the other grits combined.
That's about how I find it too.
So get a good cut with the 120, clear off, any
Rich
mill
does
marks.
too.
Yeah, I do. I'm a firm believer in that now.
We don't have a lot of mill marks. We get some stuff on the edges. A little bit of chatter from the joiner, maybe, or some saw marks from the table saw. But what I notice are the pressure, not the pressure rollers, but there's those little fingers in the joiner will leave small lines. So that's really the biggest thing that we have to get out.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Good question, John.
Yeah, thanks, John.
This one.
Am I reading all these?
You want? I'll read it. This is a good question, and it made us when we got this question, it made us all laugh a little bit. So this is also from Who the 90 on Instagram.
Who the
90? Can you afford your own work? When you need something for your house, do you buy or build? Go ahead, Jeff. You've been going, waiting for all of us to answer.
Short answer, no. We couldn't pay retail for our work. No chance. Can we afford to do it ourselves? Well, yeah, if we have the time. It's one of those things. You can come in early, you can stay late, you can come in on the weekend and make yourself something, try and fit in little bits and pieces between jobs or between tasks that you're working on, throughout the day. I have stuff recently that I bought for the house that I'm not proud of, but
shame.
It is a shameful event.
I felt dirty putting this knockdown furniture together, but I glued the dowels in. I did it right. So yeah, you have to pick your battles on this.
Yeah. It's true. There's no way we could afford to pay these prices because. We went over it in the past. We've made some sacrifices and we love what we're doing. We're not getting rich doing it. We're making a living. And it's not that our work is extravagantly priced. It's just, it's more expensive than we can afford right now.
Yeah.
Our houses are filled with a lot of sort of finished things. And like Jeff said, a lot of times we'll try and squeeze a small thing in here or there. And like when Jeff moved, you needed a bed. And we all kind of pitched in, we have a nice spirit here. If something needs to get done, we'll just do it. It's just part of friendship at that point. And we all wind up buying things for our home. We all have the same crummy furniture, that everybody else does because we don't have the time to build everything. This isn't a hobby for us.
No.
It's a business. There's no money to be made spending time building our own furniture.
Exactly. We don't have the time.
We can't afford it in that way as well.
Yeah, the time it takes to build, things of the caliber that we're building, we don't have full weeks to cut out of our schedule to make.
No.
And, anything I make, I try and keep it to like 1 day, 2 days.
Right. How long you been finishing that cutting board?
Yeah. I made that cutting board with a little downtime and then, I'll put a coat of finish on it every morning for a week.
Yeah.
I made that little desk for the couch.
Yeah.
Even that bed, I knocked the bed out in 2 days.
Yeah.
So it's one thing if you need something and it's got to get done and then we'll
stop what we're doing and do it.
Yeah,
because that's the way we are.
Yeah, definitely. I can't afford my own work.
No,
it's just I don't have the time. I don't have the money.
Yeah, we hear constantly from people with money that they can't afford our work. So.
Exactly.
That's right. The white collar folks are saying they can't afford it.
I let people always say to you, "Well, your house must look beautiful." I said, you know what? I got Home Depot kitchen cabinets in there maybe Rickles back in the day. Golden oak kitchen cabinets. Sure, would I love to change them? Would I love to redo everything? Sure, anybody would love to. Any woodworker would like to redo their whole house, but you can't do that and pay the bills. It's just impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah, that's 3 man months of labor. That's a month with 3 guys every single day to build a new kitchen.
This is simply no time. That would be like, taking a vacation as far as being paid.
And have to work.
And that, right. Hard.
Yeah. But you have to pay for the material.
Yeah. I mean, we said this before. A kitchen costs us $5,000 to $6,000. Mm-hmm. I know that probably sounds like a lot to some people where they're selling, cabinets for $4,000 somewhere. But that's what it costs us to buy the wood and the hardware and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, Who. I hope that answers your question. Rich, why don't you read the next one?
This is from...
right there.
Far Out Woodworks on Instagram. What is the skill you most wish you had or wish you were better at? Woodworking.
See, that's why we don't let them read.
My answer to that would probably be more in the design phase. It's not a problem. I just sometimes can't see what something's going to look like, and I'll have problem putting it on paper to bring it to what it's supposed to be. So that's one of my bugaboos. I wish I had more experience doing that. I wish I had the ability to see things a little bit better than what I do now. So sometimes it takes me a while, and then I realize, that's exactly what I wanted to do. So that's a big one for me.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off that because mine is design as well, but more on the creative end of design, and having that intuition of how to design a piece of furniture and make it look nice, which is something, Rob, I think you excel at. You have that artist's eye where you can just bust out a design at something where when I draw it, it looks like the same thing I drew before. So, that's on me to do some more studying on design.
Yeah, sometimes things like that are just an intuitive gift.
Yeah.
I may have cultivated it through the years of training and everything, but that's just, what they call the God-given gift. For me, it's definitely planning and organization. And so much of that is a part of what we do. And even more so now that there's three of us and we're working together, because if we're doing a job that takes three of us to be coordinated on something, I make a mistake every time on every job. I don't know if there's a job I haven't just not carried a number forward, or if we made a small change, if I didn't add it in here and not over there, or remember to call somebody. This is a weak point for me in my entire life, but especially in my business life, I think.
I think there's much less flexibility when it's three people that need to be on the same page and I don't want to say kept busy, but we need to work together so that the job flows smoothly and that we're all working the most
efficiently.
Yeah, and productive, as productively as possible. So it takes a lot of forethought, and I think we've definitely gotten better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys would ask me, so what's going on over here? I'm like, I don't know. I mean,
2 plus 2 doesn't equal 5.
So that's been, and the other stuff, like the design stuff, as much as that's something I think you can improve on it. And for me, I'm just lucky. I work so hard trying to be organized. And every time we start a job, I go, this time.
I swear, this time I'm going to get it right.
And I may have made some small improvements, but I'm really waiting for that day where like a substantially sized job just like flows the way I'm imagining it in my head on day one. Because like on day 15, a question comes up. And these jobs might run for, 20 or 30 days. Yeah. And you have to know what's going to happen on day 28. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're still working out the kinks. It's only been a year. Yeah. So it does take time to get a sort of protocol and the systems in place to be able to do things the best way.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had any real big screw-ups.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, nothing has been insurmountable, and it's usually like, oh, geez, I got to make this part again or something like that. But because it's a lot of numbers. So, you can lose a half inch somewhere and then just dominoes.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons we're trying to get into Fusion 360 is to sort of remove some of that human error.
Yeah.
So, look.
I'm just saying anything.
Some of us are working on Fusion 360.
Rich is going to learn Fusion 360 on his layaway.
Yes.
Yeah, Rich, you're going to have to write to Rich and let him know. He thinks Rich is going to get foot surgery in about a month.
I snapped a tendon.
He thinks he's going to take off from the podcast.
You know what? I just thought of it. He was just talking about how his dream, as a matter of fact, was to get better at design.
I know. I had the chance.
Yeah, well,
you see how life works.
You're manifesting it right now.
There you go.
I snapped that tendon just to do this.
Was that at KBIS or at the AVN Awards?
I'll tell you right now, there's going to be, we're going to have to spend the time on the podcast going through what happened in Vegas.
Maybe on the anniversary of the KBIS.
Oh yeah, it's been
show.
January. Yeah, it was quite
eventful.
Yeah, it was.
It was a fun time.
We had a great time though.
Yeah.
It might have been that when I hurt my foot. I don't remember.
The jury's out.
All right, last question.
What do we got next?
It's down.
Another one from Mill Crafted Carpentry. This another one came in last week. So, what are some key factors that make a business partnership work and ensure equity? It's a good question.
It is. Rich, you have an accounting background.
I don't trust anybody. No, I think the key to a good partnership is getting a feel. I think you have a feel when you meet somebody and you start working with somebody. You got a feel for whether it's going to work out or not. If you have questions in your mind from day one, even though they laugh at me because I say I don't like anybody when I first meet them, but it's not true. But you have that, you get that gut feeling that this is the right relationship that's going to work out. And as far as the equity part of it, we haven't had any issues. Yeah. Everybody covers for one another at times, so there's no problems as far as that. Hopefully there'll be no problems down the future.
Yeah, it's kind of like a marriage in a sense. I mean, you meet somebody, you date. You really don't know if you're going to get divorced down the road or you're going to argue over money or how to raise your kids. But as Rich said, you kind of can just trust your gut and try to keep things honest and open. We've had some bumps and growing pains, but the thing that I'll say about it is we just say, hey, this happened and I want to talk about it. And that's all it really takes.
Exactly.
It's just like any other relationship. Be honest, be open, be yourself, and things are going to be okay. I think this is a great question because it makes me think of that story I always tell you guys about when I was an English teacher. And I used to teach the book, Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
So I used to break the kids up into little groups, and they didn't really know anything about the book, which is, as most people know, about these school children that get marooned on an island, and there's no adults. So I create this scenario for the groups of my students, and I say, this is where you are, and you're on this island, and you're probably never going to get rescued. I want you to come up with 5 or 10 rules that you must each abide by so that you can survive. And invariably, the kids, their rules are all how to protect themselves from one another. Like, can't steal food, must share, and things of that order. So this is sort of human nature in a way, this survival thing at the expense of others. So I would say that on top of everything else, I value these guys as friends and respect them as people. So that would be my top number one answer for that.
Yeah, I'd say a big thing is, try not to take anything personal. it is a it is a business, and everyone is hard-headed and has an opinion about anything.
Oh yeah.
So if you have a disagreement, just go home and start over the next day. You know what I mean? We've all had those days where you get pissy with one another.
Oh yeah.
And you just come in the next day and forget about it and try and go on with whatever. You try and come to an agreement about whatever it is.
The longer it goes on, as far as the relationship, the easier it is, because we are like a family here, and you do argue and bicker with your family at times. But you don't say, "Oh, I'm not going to have my wife or my brother or something like that." You know you're going to have to work it out. So that's how we face it too. This is it. So, we'll always put the energy into working out any disagreements. But luckily, we usually see eye to eye on most things. I think that's part of why we formed this company.
Yeah, and just like a relationship, you make concessions, and
sure.
You might see something come in, and you say, "You know what? I'm keeping my mouth shut on this one. 'Cause it's not."
No.
It's in my best interest.
Let him drive that off the cliff.
Yeah.
I'll be there to rescue him, but let him drive it off the cliff.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say I told you so.
We do that sometimes.
Yeah.
We let people make their own mistakes, and then we pitch in and we fix it, and then like maybe a day later, that's when we start the ribbing.
Yeah, don't let a catastrophic failure.
Right. Yeah.
happen.
We're not talking about something like that.
But sometimes you just have to mind your own business.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
it's
it's
a
not
dance.
easy. Yeah,
it's a dance. So Mill Crafted Carpentry, let us know what are your experiences?
Yeah, are you in a partnership? Are you planning on starting one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're winding down.
Yeah,
here.
that ends us with all our questions this week. And now we're getting on to our final section of the podcast, and it's the thoughts of the beer of the week.
Yeah, our thoughts on the beer of the week. I like it. I liked it. I like this style of beer, as we know from last week, and I think I like this more, just a little bit, than the beer we had last week. What was that called?
Allagash White.
Yeah, this one's just got a little bit more personality, I'm going to say, because I don't really know that much about the technical aspects of it, but it's got a little bit more personality. The bottle's got a nice shape. You could see yourself at a party with this and not dropping it, even after you've had a few.
High grip bottle.
Yeah, it got a good grip on the bottom.
Right, because there's this little bell at the bottom and a little
good
one
for
at the
throwing
top.
too. Molotov cocktail
Very European
style.
looking bottle.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I don't remember if I prefer the Allagash to this. I'm not the biggest fan of wheat beers. I like something a little more dry, but it was good. I'd drink it again. I've had it in the past.
Yeah, I've had it in the past. That's why I picked it up. And again, I knew it for health reasons. Health-wise, it's one of the better beers to be drinking. It doesn't have a lot of crap in it.
And it's got the yeast in there, which is good for you.
Exactly. So I give it a thumbs up. And if I get a shirt from Hogarden, I'll give it a bigger thumbs up.
They say it's unlike any in the world.
The original, 1445.
With beer.
There's 3 more left.
Yeah, that's for after the cameras go off.
All right. Well, we got 3 thumbs up.
Yep.
Yeah, I liked it.
Right. There we go.
So let's talk about the giveaway a little bit. We touched on it last week.
Yeah.
We showed what we're going to be giving away. I think we'll throw in a Greene Street t-shirt to that.
That sounds good.
And if we come up with anything else, we'll stick it in the box. So to enter, you're going to have to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Greene Street Joinery. Follow us on Instagram, which you probably already are. And I'm going to put up a post about the giveaway so some other people can see it. And you'll have to like that post. And if you want an extra entry, you can share the post, either your stories or your feed. So be on the lookout for that post. I'll put it up probably not today, maybe tomorrow, in the next couple of days.
Yeah. That sounds good. It's going to be some good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice giveaway. I mean, we're not a big corporation like Festool or something like that. So
Festool doesn't give anything away.
yeah, we're giving away some good stuff.
I used to wear my Festool T-shirt, on the job, and people would say, "Oh, what'd you have to buy to get that?" I say, "Yeah, the T-shirt." I've run into the Festool rep before.
Yeah.
And not that I asked for anything, but I mean, they're not. And we love our Festool tools. But.
Yeah, we have plenty. We've spent money on Festool. We do.
Next week.
Next
have our
week,
first guest.
We have our first guest. This is going to be really exciting.
Yeah, we're gonna have to change, I think, the setup a little bit. Maybe get some more room. But
we're trying to figure out what the guest is going to be responsible for, like the tool of the week or the beer of the week, because we got to make them work for it. I'm just not getting another free ride.
Maybe you out there, you can tell us what.
Yeah, what do you think? You think we should give him the tool of the week, the gripe of the week, or the beer of the week? You know where I'm leaning.
I figure we'll give him a choice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so send out your questions for this guest, and the guest is going to be...
John Peters.
Yeah, from Longview Woodworking.
Yeah, John doesn't live too far from here. He works same thing like us. He works in a building out behind his house.
Yeah, he's got the red barn.
Yeah. And you may already be following John Peters.
Yeah, a lot of you may have come here from John.
Yeah.
John... as posted about the podcast a couple times.
He's going to be a good guest. He's a very interesting dude. He does a lot of cool things.
Yeah, John's an artist. He is a woodworker. He keeps bees and, does all kinds of stuff on his channel.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really cool thing about YouTube is, John's mainly like a YouTube guy and Instagram. But the cool thing about YouTube is you find these guys or gals and you start to watch their channel and you may get into it. Like I got into John's channel as a woodworker, and then I watched the videos about lawn care.
Yeah.
I don't do any lawn care. I cut my grass and that's it. But, it's interesting. You get invested in these people because you like their personality. So
that's it. He's a very likable guy.
Yeah. So, if you have any questions for John, send them out and we'll post something on Instagram.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, to get some questions. Probably, I feel like we'll probably run a little longer than usual with a guest because we'll probably have a lot to talk about.
Cool.
And that brings us to the end.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's another successful podcast, I believe.
Well, yeah.
The sixth
successful
one?
on our end.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think of the audio. Made some tweaks to the audio.
I hope my voice is a little bit deeper.
Yeah, Rich has that nice reedy voice.
Yeah, okay. I still haven't hit puberty yet.
I don't even know what that means. Don't forget to like, subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Send any questions over you want. You don't have to wait for us to ask. So.
And you sponsors.
Come on.
213 Wilson Avenue, Port Monmouth.
T-shirts.
07758. T-shirts, extra large, large, and large.
Yeah.
I'll wear it.
Yeah.
I got no shame.
Well, yeah, and if you got anything better than T-shirts, we'll take that too.
Oh, yeah. A hat, a car, a truck.
Motorbike.
Cash.
Or Bobcat.
Bobcat. There you go.
Bobcat. Make my dream come true out there, Bobcat.
Yeah, we'll see. Good luck.
Everybody stay safe this weekend.
Stay healthy.
And we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
All right. Ciao.
Later on.